Several significant investigations folded across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley in 2025 involving law enforcement, courts, and communities throughout the region. 5 News anchor Joe Ellison looks back at some of the cases that shaped the year in this Crime and Review.
2025 was a big year for investigations across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And we're catching up with where some of those cases stand now. Starting in Fort Smith, where 6 police officers were fired after an internal investigation into hazing and misconduct. A statement by the PD confirmed the investigation, though according to the PD, it was December of 2024 when authorities from the Office of Professional Standards were made aware of what they called alleged hazing, belittling, and dangerous horseplay by certain officers assigned to night shift patrol. The PD released body cam footage related to the misconduct investigation. Also in January, a suspect in a Rogers teen's death, Alejandro Zenon Reyes, was captured in Mexico. A $5,000 reward had been pushed out for information leading to his arrest. Officials said Zenon Reyes had been on the run after a warrant was issued for him back in 2022.
We weren't surprised that he was found. We knew he was alive. There's no way.
17-year-old Alexis Wynn was found dead that same year with a gunshot wound to the head. She was located in the driver's seat of a car parked at the intersection of East Asher Court and Southeast Street in Rogers. Throughout the case, Alexis's mother, Lakita, spoke to 5 News about the announcement and the justice she longs for.
Why did you do it? Why did you run? Why did you not call for help? How do you live with yourself knowing that you killed your friend? She was a really, really good friend.
Now 18 years old, Zenon Reyes is facing charges of manslaughter and evidence tampering in Benton County, to which he has pleaded not guilty. 3 of his family members admitted to helping him flee the country.
We obviously have a problem when the worst of the worst offenders are escaping and out on the streets.
On May 25th, one of Arkansas's largest manhunts launched after convicted murderer and rapist Grant Hardin escaped from the North Central unit in Calico Rock. He was sent to prison after being convicted of killing James Appleton, a city employee of Gateway, Arkansas. Not long after that escape, photos were released from prison surveillance cameras showing Hardin dressed in a makeshift uniform leaving the prison. How did he escape and where did he go? For nearly 2 weeks, the search intensified. Hardin was found not far from the prison, hiding in the bushes. Nearly 2 weeks later, he was taken to Varner Supermax, where he is serving his sentence today. Arkansas corrections officials released a report on how it all happened, and it revealed critical missteps within the prison system.
Medic Corps, circular first responders, stage for police, assault, possible stabbing, Devil's Den State Park.
And in July, the most shocking case hit Arkansas. A couple who had just moved to Prairie Grove, Clinton and Kristen Brink, were stabbed and murdered on a walking trail at Devil's Den State Park. Investigators say they were hiking with their 2 daughters when they were attacked. The 2 children were able to get away, but the parents unfortunately lost their lives. Police immediately launched a statewide search and released photos of the suspect. They were also looking for a certain vehicle, which a preliminary report and Arkansas State Police said was reported to leave Devil's Den shortly after the killings.
I want to thank the public for providing images and videos from cell phones, home, and business security footage that directly advanced this investigation. The information that was put out and the request for information back from the public directly resulted in this person being brought into custody.
Though they haven't said openly how they tracked down the suspect, now known as Andrew McGann. He was arrested while getting a haircut at a barbershop in Springdale. Adriana Ruiz, an employee at the beauty salon, said she had just started the haircut when police walked in, and she knew something was different about the person in her chair.
Something did feel off about him.
Police then revealed a shocking detail about the suspect.
He just recently moved here and had gotten a job to work at a local school here.
Law enforcement started putting together a case against Andrew McGann. He's been charged with 2 counts of capital murder, to which he has pleaded not guilty.
The state is going to pursue the death penalty in this case. I've never been involved in a death penalty case that didn't last multiple years.
And then in August, a lockdown on the University of Arkansas campus. Students took cover during what turned out to be a hoax call of an active shooter.
We received a total of 308 landline phone calls and 38 911 calls.
And rounding out the top investigation and cases for 2025, in December, an attempted robbery suspect was restrained by shoppers at the Ross Dress for Less in Rogers. Investigators say the suspect came into the store armed with a paintball pistol. No shoppers or workers who were at the Ross store were injured.